I'm Kendra Cook, your host for the DCTV Daily News program out of Dove Creek, Colorado. The Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association, a special district association responsible for bringing the area free-to-access TV stations over the air by antenna. This is a community TV station, and if there's news or stories that you would like to share, you can call us at 970-677-4119. If you're a business or organization, we welcome you to find out more about sponsorship opportunities for banners or video segments run on the channel. This is the Friday program for February 28th, 2020, DCTV Daily News. An update on the rescue in Yellow Jacket Canyon from the journal Erica Alvarez Photo. A Bureau of Land Management employee was rescued from Yellow Jacket Canyon Thursday afternoon after he injured an ankle during a fall, according to Montezuma County Sheriff Steve Nowlin. The man, who was not identified, contacted emergency responders after the accident within canyons of the Ancients National Monument. A search and rescue team descended on foot into Yellow Jacket Canyon off of Road N about 2 p.m. The team reached the man about 2:30 p.m. and stabilized his ankle. He was extracted from the canyon about 4:45 p.m. and transported to Southwest Memorial Hospital. Quote, "He is a little banged up, but otherwise okay," Nowlin said. "It was a solid team effort. Always a good day when a rescue is a success." The injury and rescue occurred deep in the canyon near the bottom. He said emergency responders were notified by cell phone or radio, and GPS technology helped locate him. More than a dozen rescuers responded. The responding agencies included the Montezuma County Sheriff's Office, Montezuma County Search and Rescue, and BLM. About 3:30 p.m., a command post was set up at the top of the canyon, where about a dozen vehicles parked. Personnel from the responding agencies were on hand to await the man and his rescue team's arrival. According to BLM Ranger Tyler Faust, the man was injured about noon on Thursday. And a criminal update from Durango. 3 local men were arrested this month after planning sexual contact with a fake 14-year-old persona created online by the Durango Police Department. The Durango Police Department, for about a month, posted ads on Craigslist Western Slope in an attempt to elicit responses from people interested in sexual contact with children. At least 3 men, Oscar Ramiro Contreras, age 30, Dustin Lowell Morris, age 43, and Benjamin Molyneux, age 44, have been arrested on felony charges. Specifically, the men have each been accused of luring a child through the internet exploitation of a child, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Quote, "Recently, the Durango Police Department has gone on the offensive to identify and arrest children predators who lurk in our region," Chief Bob Bramer wrote in a statement. Quote, "He will not tolerate those who prey on the innocent." Posing online as an underage girl in an attempt to arrest people interested in sexual contact with minors is not new, said DPD Detective Josh Newman. Remember the show, quote, "To Catch a Predator"? DPD in the past has worked with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security to coordinate efforts to catch people interested in sexual contact with minors through online stings, Newman said. But this month's effort was centralized at DPD. Quote, "We know it's happening," Newman said. "It's a pretty egregious crime. But DPD isn't arresting just anyone. It's communicating with suspects through electronic means, sending photographs of teenage girls and receiving lewd photographs of men in return." Each man arrested in the past month related to the online crime sting engaged in sexual conversation after learning the persona they thought was who they were talking to was a 14-year-old, police said. Each man arrested also planned to meet the 14-year-old person in a public location, quote, "for the purpose of having sex," according to arresting documents. The person is going to that Craigslist and going through the ads looking for a specific something, Newman said. They've taken steps to initiate what's going on. At the point the age is disclosed, they can end the conversation right there. But defense attorneys have argued internet stings such as these are unfair, according to the Marshall defense firm, a law office in Seattle that specializes in defending people accused of sex crimes. Law enforcement and prosecutors, quote, "ignore the psychological frailty of some persons using the internet," according to the law firm's website. For some persons, once they become interested in what looks like a legitimate offer, it is difficult to reverse course when they get different information. That according to the law firm. Quote, "Also, some persons have psychological challenges that make it difficult to break off a conversation, and detectives frequently reach out to revive a conversation if a target goes silent on them." The ease of creating a fake online persona has created a threat online that is, quote, "rapidly evolving," said Durango Police Commander Ray Shoup. The police department isn't doing anything new or different, he said. It's using resources to protect vulnerable people from others who, quote, found ways to exploit the system. Children could be exposed to a sexual predator online, quote, daily, and it's happening here, Shoup said. It's easy to make a fake profile and pretend to be some kid from Pagosa or Cortez or Denver and make a person believe you're a 14-year-old kid, he said. Within hours or days, they could be soliciting sexual photos and conversations. Detective Roach has met with groups of young people and their parents in recent months to, in part, talk about the dangers of people posing as children to elicit sexual photographs and conversation from minors. It's hard to know who's been victimized. A lot of crimes related to minors go unreported, Roach said. For that reason, it's critical for children to know who they're communicating with online and important for parents to provide some level of oversight. And here's our Dolores County Sheriff's Roundup for the week of February 17th through the 23rd, 2020. A local resident complained of our music coming from his neighbor's house all night long. The neighbor was contacted and agreed to turn down the music. A suspicious male was reported by a local resident. A deputy investigated. The same male was reported later on. A deputy gave him a courtesy ride to Montezuma County. A reckless driver was reported on Highway 491, and officers were unable to locate, so San Juan County was alerted in Utah. A vehicle was reported to be blocking one of the city's streets. A deputy investigated. A snow owl with a broken wing was reported on County Road 6. The DOW was notified. A structure fire was reported on Road N. The Dove Creek Volunteer Fire Department, Dove Creek Ambulance District, and Dolores County Sheriff's Deputy Department responded. A large skunk was reported in town and animal control was notified. A Siberian husky was reported on Road P. Animal control was notified, and I believe that's still missing. A flare-up was reported at the structure fire on Road N, and the Dove Creek Volunteer Fire Department, Dove Creek Ambulance District, and Dolores County Sheriff's Department all responded. An accident was reported on Highway 491 and Road BB. Montezuma County was called, and they were already in the process of responding. A suspicious person was harassing a person working at a local business. A deputy is investigating. And a local resident reported harassing phone calls. Also, a deputy is investigating. And that's it for this week's Roundup. Stay safe out there. And now, let's take a look at the local weather forecast. Today it's been sunny with a high near 49 or higher locally. Southwest winds light around 5 miles an hour. Tonight partly cloudy with a low around 28. Southeast winds around 5 miles an hour. And for Saturday, again partly sunny with a high near 51, with southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour becoming south-southwest in the afternoon. And Saturday winds are possibly going to gust as high as 20 miles an hour. Then Saturday night mostly cloudy and a low around 32. Those south winds drop to just around 5 miles an hour in the evening. Then Sunday, we're still looking at a slight chance of snow between 11 a.m. and noon, and then a chance of it turning into rain for the afternoon. Mostly cloudy and a high around 49 degrees. Those south-southwest winds at 10 to 15 miles an hour with gusts as high as 30 miles an hour predicted, sitting at a chance of precipitation at 30%. Fairly low, but the winds, if it does snow, could make it blustery and make for challenging driving. Sunday night, we run into a 50% chance of snow. Mostly cloudy with a low around 28 degrees, and continuing into Monday with a 40% chance for more snow. Mostly cloudy and a high near 41 degrees. Then Monday night, mostly clear with a low colder around 23 degrees. That storm then clears out for Tuesday with sunny skies and a high near 45 degrees. Tuesday night, clear with a low around 24. And again for Wednesday, sunny with a high near 43. Wednesday night, mostly clear and a low around 25. And now, back to the news. Do you know about the regulations for Real ID driver's license that will go into full effect this October? According to Patch.com, with a photo from their site, the clock is ticking on the deadline for Colorado and other U.S. residents to get their Real ID driver's licenses and identification cards if they want to travel by air. The Airports Council North America, which represents commercial airports in the United States and Canada, has asked the federal government to extend the deadline amid concerns that 2/3 of driver's licenses held by Americans aren't Real ID compliant. Coloradans who have a gold or black star in the upper right corner of their ID are compliant, like photoed here. Most Colorado driver's licenses and identification cards have been Real ID compliant since 2012. However, some identification cards don't have a gold or black star, and will not be accepted. Those with non-compliant cards may want to renew or replace their credentials. Travelers who do not have a real ID may use another form of acceptable documentation, such as a valid passport or military ID. Kevin M. Burke, the president and CEO of the Airport Industry Trade Group, warned of travel disruptions if the Real ID deadline isn't extended. Quote, "If the government doesn't make a definitive statement now that they're going to extend this, then we're going to have a real crisis on our hands come October 1st, Burke told NBC News. Data from the Department of Homeland Security shows states have issued more than 95 million Real ID compliant driver's licenses and identification cards. If travelers haven't obtained them by October 1st, they won't be able to board flights, and that could disrupt their lives and airline operations as well," Burke said. The Real ID law was passed by Congress after the 9/11 terrorist attacks. 4 pieces of identification are required to obtain a Real ID: a passport or birth certificate, a Social Security card or tax return, and 2 documents proving proof of residence, such as a mortgage or rental receipt and a utility bill. As the deadline looms, motor vehicle offices are scrambling to keep up with the number of people requesting the Real IDs, the NBC News report said. And the Journal reported on Colorado Parks and Wildlife considering a new series of drafted rules that could change how the Western Slope hunts and interacts with mountain lions. Photo courtesy of Dan Osby. Matt Thorpe, area wildlife manager with Colorado Parks and Wildlife, said mountain lion sightings and visits to urban areas have increased, causing a public safety concern. The plan would focus on suppressing the lion population in a few problematic areas while managing a stable population in most areas. The plan was developed in 2004, though Thorpe said since then a lot has changed, and CPW used the most recent science to develop an updated management plan. The current model would allow 200 lions to be killed on the Western Slope, although they don't typically reach their goals. The plan would combine the Western Slope's 13 mountain lion management units into a southwest and a northwest region to more accurately track and manage the population. Thorpe said new research showed smaller management units made it harder to track population numbers because lions' home ranges overlapped the units. The new plan also would attempt to manage the population of adult female mountain lions, which new research showed has a large impact on the overall health of the population. The changes would set a threshold of 22% mortality for adult females, the percentage of lions killed in a given year. Thorpe said research has shown a 20 to 25% female kill rate would suppress the population yet leave a stable population. CPW requires all hunters to present lion carcasses to the agency for examination. CPW would not release exact harvest numbers because the plan is still under consideration. The rules also would continue to ban the use of electronic mountain lion calls, except in a proposed special management area near Glenwood Springs, Marble, and Vale, which was identified as a hotspot for mountain lion activity. The population of mountain lions in Colorado ranges from 3,000 to 7,000 mountain lions, and there are no strangers to La Plata County, or our county here in Dolores. A lion wandered into the backyard of a home in Hermosa in 2019, and Durangoans living in the Junction Creek area have reported sightings. While the CPW held a community meeting at the La Plata County Fairgrounds last week with over 50 community members in attendance to outline the changes, the drafted plan will not be released until next month. The proposal will be presented to the Colorado Parks and Wildlife Commission, with the plan possibly going into effect in April of 2021. CPW is still soliciting community feedback. And today's High Canyon Country happenings. So a reminder that the local precinct caucuses, or caucus, are coming up both on Saturday, March 7th, 2020. The Republicans will be holding their caucus at, I believe, 7 p.m. at the Dolores County Public Service Center, and the Democrats will be holding their precinct caucus at the County Commissioners meeting room, and that's either at 2 or 7 p.m. We're going to have to get that confirmed for you as soon as possible. On this upcoming Saturday at 6 p.m., we do know that the State Line Bar and Grill, there are still a few seats open to join in on Get Your Paint On with Ashley Nolan. It's $30 and all supplies and instructions are included. While there, you may enjoy items from the State Line, but that's additional and optional. The painting session is a fun social evening, and everyone of all ages and skill levels are invited. To make your reservation, call the State Line at 970-677-2649. And next Tuesday, March 3rd, there's a great business after-hours networking and tourism visioning workshop in Cortez. That's at the Cortez Cultural Center from 5 to 7:30 p.m. You can contact the Cortez Chamber, who's hosting it, to RSVP at info at cortezchamber.com. It's a great networking evening, and the Dove Creek Chamber will be attending to work on the tourism visioning for our area. And I post up all of these High Canyon Country happenings on our Facebook page, which is DCTV News at Noon still, where you can also watch the program replay along with news links and stories of local interest. And you too can share other events or news there and join in on our conversation. Again, this is your local community TV station, so if you have something to share, contact us by email. It's dcbnnews@gmail.com or call the station 970-677-4119. Thank you for tuning in to DCTV Daily News. Programs are broadcast Monday through Friday with replays online on our YouTube channel or DCTV News at Noon on Facebook. If you like the program, please do like and follow us on Facebook and share it with your family and friends. This has been a production of DCTV for the DCTV Daily News program out of Dove Creek, Colorado, USA. I'm Kendra Cook. Again, thank you for watching.